Well, guys, this was my first time trying to can chicken noodle soup. And I just made a video, but I'm making a new one because I was reading that the fact that these cans are still bubbling is not necessarily super abnormal, and people are saying as long as the seals are good, it's fine. But I did have an issue in that I think because I used the al dente noodles, and maybe this is why they say that canning things with rice and pasta in it can mess with the heating process, is because the pasta keeps expanding. And I wasn't really thinking about that. I was just thinking about not wanting super duper soggy noodles in my soup. Okay. So the pressure had gotten up to like 15 pounds at one point, and I had put 1 inch of headspace in these jars. Okay. And even this one, the fluid level has come down just a little bit. Okay. But then some of them, like this one, the fluid level has come down quite a bit. And I noticed at some point during the canning process, it started smelling. I could smell the soup cooking in the pressure canner because some of it leaked out the top. So, they say if you put too much head up here, that and you don't cook it long enough, you might not be able to get a good seal. So, right now these are all sealed and I got to clean them up. And I was a little bit sketchy in that, they were saying, first of all, don't use rice or pasta in the soup. And then someone else is like, well, you're not supposed to. And they do it. I'm like, well, I want to try it. So it's kind of experimental. But they're saying only fill it halfway with stuff, with the good stuff, and then fill the rest of the way with broth. But when people do like a raw packed chicken and pressure can it, they don't even add water. They just make it all chicken. Okay. And then the juices come out and it works out okay for them. Okay, so I'm like, well, if I'm gonna make soup, I want to try making it the way I want to eat it, so that it's just like ready out the can and it just has to get heated up. Okay, so now the other people, I read that these, because I hadn't had these bubbles like this happening before, but other people are saying it's common. So I'm like, okay, well, they're saying as long as the seal is good, it's okay to eat. So I'm gonna be curious to see how, do these seals last? I might not, I might actually eat a couple of these instead of putting them all up, but I'm just gonna have to exercise caution because, like, look at this. I got stuff sticking up way past the liquid. But then if I would have just started the liquid all the way down there, the soup level, it maybe wouldn't have sealed proper. So it's a little bit messy. This is my first time trying to can soup ever. I've made some other stuff, but not soup like this. So, just if you want to do yours with pasta, just proceed with caution and know that you may have a mess. And I don't know how well the seals on this are going to last. So, I am just going to have to check these over carefully. Now, some of you may know that you can get botulism from goods that are not canned properly, okay, which can kill a person. So, proceed with caution, choose your own adventure. I myself am gonna turn this into my little experiment just to see what happens. But anyways, I think it's interesting, and it's funny because the I have that pressure cooker open and it smells like pot roast. It doesn't even smell like chicken soup because I had the heat up so high. So this liquid I feel like got scorched a little bit or something, and it smells like pot roast. So I'm gonna clean these up and I kind of want to experiment with this jar the most to just see how it like survives. But I do at some point want to open one up to just see what the texture of the noodles are and like how mushy they are after having been heat processed for 90 minutes. And that was after the pressure came up, after the venting stage and everything. So, these ended up being closer, because some people said like 11 pounds, some people said 15. These ended up being done generally closer to the 13-pound mark. So we'll see. Yeah, just had so I don't know. It's interesting. I just had some leftovers that I put in a Tupperware for breakfast. Some chicken noodle soup, and it was so good. So, anyways, take it easy, y'all.